Okay, welcome to the Blackburn View. We are back with Jack, our Blackburn expert. Good evening, Jack.
Good evening. How you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, really well, thanks. Really well.
We've got lots to discuss on this particular
Sure.
episode. We're going to talk about obviously the Norwich results. We've got the
Yeah,
Friday night Lancashire Hot Pot to look forward
yeah,
to. Yeah,
yeah,
Derby with Preston, and I also want to
yeah.
talk about Joe Rankin Costello and also Andrew Moran as well. Let's get straight into it. If we
Yeah, go for it.
let's go back to last Sunday then. Let's get your view on just how good Blackburn were or how bad Norwich were and give your
Yeah,
fair reflections on what was a fantastic performance from Rovers.
yeah, you're right. It's a bit of both, but no, honestly, that was so enjoyable as a Blackburn fan. Um, just how quickly we moved the ball, and what really impressed me is what the guys were saying in the post-match interview. You know that the manager told them, "Look, the crowd will turn on them if you start the game early," and that's what you want to hear as a Blackburn fan. You know, you go back to Tony Mowbray, who we loved. You know, still to this day, we still root for him to do well. You know, at Sunderland, but we're a bit too nice, and the fact that JDT has come in and injected that killer mindset was just so good to hear. You know, the fact that we've gone in there knowing they're struggling, wanted to effectively step on their throats. And that's how we won the game. Moved the ball quickly, got a really good early goal. And it was just so interesting because I was just talking to my brother George, and we were watching the game. Weren't watching it together, but we were just texting each other. Like, it was like playing a team that had already been relegated.
Yeah.
So strange. But look, really professional win. Three incredible, really quality goals. And I really thought it was going to be 5, 6, 7 the way we were playing, but then obviously we had a red card, controversial. It's obviously been overturned now, but it gave Norwich a bit of hope and stopped it being a bit of a slaughter, I think.
Yeah, there was some. It was all round great team performance, wasn't there? Well, there was some individual performances that I just wanted to get your view on. Andrew Moran, so the
Brilliant.
assists. What's the Terrace's view on him as a player? Does he go straight? Is it one of the first names on the team sheet for you now? Or
Right now, absolutely. And the reason being, he fits into our philosophy, which is move the ball quickly. Technically, very gifted. The physicality of the league might get the better of him, but I think the way we play and the spaces that we create in between the lines, it's tailor made for him. You
yeah,
know, if you look at, there are similarities in the way we play versus the way Brighton play. You know, out from the back, the transition is very similar. So he fits us and our system really well. And I think he's been given a license to make mistakes as well, which as a low knee, I think it's integral. But yeah, super impressive with him and a really strong performance. Yeah, there was a bit of brilliance in the second half, which I'm sure you saw, where he went on that mazy run, and it was just awesome to see. Reminded me a little bit of Harvey Elliott when he came to us, and he was an unknown to everyone, and straight away said to George, "This player we've got alone is super special." And there are characteristics that cross over, just that close touch control.
well,
Not certainly not comparing him to Harvey Elliott. Got a long way
yes.
to go, but certainly, yeah, very technically gifted for sure.
That's praise indeed. We'll come back to the speed that you spoke about in a second. Just a couple more then. So Tronstad, I read this week, I think somewhere, that every game that he's started for you, Blackburn have won except for one, which was that odd result against Swansea a couple of weeks ago. Just talk to us what he gives your team and what he does for the shape, and why is it you think that results have picked up since he's been a consistent part of that Blackburn squad?
Yeah, just I think he's just really well disciplined, and he gives us a license. You know, he doesn't get involved in any sort of counter attacks. He sits there. He's a wall for us. He gives our defense protection, and he allows players like Adam Morton to get on the ball. You know, who really do make things happen for us. So I think he just knows what his job is. I think he knows he's not going to write the headlines for us, but I think the coaching staff and Blackburn fans that follow their team closely really see him as that bedrock, for us to allow us to play. He just stays in that centre circle, and when there's a ball to be won, he's either taking the ball or taking the man. It's almost like this ball isn't getting past me, and it's that sort of die-hard attitude which I think spreads sort of throughout that team, that sort of fight and will. He reminds me of a lot of like Lewis Travis in the sense that he wants to get stuck in. However, I think his distribution is stronger than Lewis Travis, which is why our captain is currently on the bench. And yeah, it had to take someone like him to come in to take Lewis's spot, because Lewis is a really strong player for us.
The winning at Norwich means that you've now won 3 in a row away from home, and I think it's 9 goals been scored in that time. But of course, Friday night with Preston coming to Ewood Park gives you a chance to sort out this home form, which whilst on this channel before, you haven't played particularly badly, I would say, perhaps in many games, but you've lost 4 of 7 at Ewood this season. Can you put your finger on, I know it's been more difficult teams perhaps coming to Ewood, but can you put your finger on why you've struggled at home so far this year?
Honestly, no. I honestly think we've maybe had a little bit of fortune on our side away from home, and maybe less so at home. And I think because we've only played 14, 15 games, I think it's too early to see if there's an issue of us playing at home. But there's definitely a couple of games in there which they weren't defeats. And we spoke about it last week. We're definitely way below where we should be in this league in terms of performances that we've put in. So yeah, I fully expect that home form to turn around, because we are known for having really strong form, even for our dark days. We've always been pretty steady at home. So I think for me it's too early to tell with those 4 defeats. But yeah, quietly confident about Preston coming up now. I think we're going in there in a really, really good place.
Yeah, dare we say that Blackburn are exciting to watch?
You dare? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, honestly, yeah. Just speaking to a friend of mine, we went to the pub to watch the Chelsea-Tottenham game, and obviously an incredible game. And talking about the likelihood of Blackburn coming up, and for me, it's all about just watching a team you really enjoy playing. Yeah, would love to go get promoted, but do we want to be the whipping boys? Unless we've got intentions to invest, are we going to come straight back down? But I really enjoyed just every season pushing for that promotion and just positivity around there, having something to play for all of the time. But yeah, they are really exciting to watch right now. Got lots of pace in the team, and just I mean, I think we're number 1 in all categories in terms of ball recovery, counter attack, pace. How high we press up the pitch, which it's no surprise to me. It really, really is enjoyable to watch, and JDT's been a breath of fresh air for sure.
Yeah, there was a study this week, I think, of comparing Championship setup sides to City in the top of the Premier League, and Blackburn was there in the Man City 3-2-5 shape when the build-up plays happening, where Rankin Costello or Callum Britton will come into central midfield. And your build-up play is incredibly quick, isn't it? Now, Southampton are a team that have lots of the ball, but they have 20 passes in there. The way he's got you playing is that your passes are quick to get up to the top of the pitch, and the speed of transitions is just incredible. Do you think that's something? It's a hard question to answer because it's hypothetical, but do you think that's something that can last throughout the season? Because that kind of play requires fitness, and obviously all players, even from the bench coming in and being able to play a system like that. Is that a worry? Exciting, but also a concern for how long they can.
I think the only thing that will prevent that is the depth of the squad, because it's a clear philosophy and a clear way of playing. Even when we played Chelsea, we gave it a crack playing that way. So I certainly don't think it's gonna change. Yeah, fatigue and fitness and injuries could come into it, but I really honestly don't see us changing that style of play throughout the course of the season. I think JDT sees that is his only way to get this team in those promotional positions. But yeah, yeah, it's incredible because the philosophy is so good, but we do rely on loanees to come in and fulfill that system. We've got a really really young team, naive team, which is probably why we are where we are. We've got, I think, the youngest average starting 11 each week in the championship, which again is a really really positive thing to hone in on and something that gets us excited. We haven't got aging players, but it could be that lack of experience that maybe is why we fall short at the end. But it's almost like a nothing to lose attitude at the moment as well. It's like, let's give JDT a free hit, let's see what he achieves, and it almost takes the shackles off. And I think that's what transpires into us being so good from away from home. Is like, let's go there. Let's see if we can take all three. Let's go there, nothing to lose. Let's see if we can get on the front foot. Let's see if we can get crowds to turn. So yeah, for me, it's yeah, I see that style of play lasting throughout the course of the season for sure.
All right, let's look forward then to Friday night on Sky. Preston are coming down. Injury concerns. Joe Rankin Costello is out. Is that correct? Or
yeah, I was just waiting for that news to come through. I'm not sure if it's confirmed. Has it been confirmed? He's out.
I was asking you. So I heard that he was having a scan and it was touch and go. Not if you've heard anything.
Yeah, haven't heard anything. I know it, like you say, was touch and go. Again, such an integral player for us. Just a total revelation over the last 18 months. This guy. I mean, 3 years ago, not a single Blackburn fan would have been too upset if he was to leave. We didn't really see much of him, but he's just come in and I mean he's almost irreplaceable. The energy, leadership, just composure. He's Blackburn through and through, which means a lot to us. So yeah, he will be a huge miss if he's not there. Yeah, huge miss.
And a win will take you up to 6th place for the time being overnight. So nothing to be sniffed at. What do you see? What do you reckon of the challenge of Preston then?
It's going to be a tough game. Obviously, the table doesn't lie at this stage. I think they're on 25 points. They're only sort of 3 points off Leeds in 3rd. So they've got that many points for a reason. Although I know they're not in the best form. I think they've picked up just a couple of points in the last 4 games. So I think we're playing at a good time. But yeah, it's not going to be a walkover like Norwich. I don't think it's going to be a tough game. And when you have derbies, emotion and discipline plays a big part in that.
Yeah, just finally talk us through. Obviously, 2 founder members of the Premier League and Blackburn and Preston played each other countless times. Where does Preston rank for you in terms of the hatred of fellow Lancashire clubs? Obviously, it goes without saying. I'm guessing the Clarets are at the top, but where do Preston come in the list after that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. It is a derby, and there is. I think hatred's a strong word for Preston. I think Blackburn fans would only ever associate that word with Burnley fans. It's definitely a derby. I think we're all aware it's not the biggest derby. It is a derby, but for us, I think for Blackburn fans, there is only one derby for us, and that is Burnley. So yeah, it is a derby, but definitely not a strong one in comparison to the Burnley derby for sure.
You're not enjoying at all what's going on in the bottom of that championship, are you, with Vincent Company and your old enemy? Oh
yeah, I mean it's a real shame to see them struggling, especially when they've put all of that resource into the documentary, and it's a real shame that documentary isn't gonna play out as they expected. Yeah, it's a real shame.
Right, cheers, Jack. Enjoy the game. We'll be all talking.
Thank you, mate. Yeah, appreciate it.
Warm food on Friday night while you're freezing out in the stands there. Enjoy it. We'll catch you next week. Cheers.
Awesome. Cheers, Mark. Take care. Bye.